Okay, we agree with a lot of things with Heshy Tischler, our candidate for city council, that is running on independent line. And one thing we agreed on is that we're both very stubborn. So it's
No, 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 no. You're stubborn. I'm just following along as being stubborn.
yeah, you keep up with me. I just wanted to say a few words about myself. I'm an interpreter. I live in Brooklyn, New York, Chipset Bay area. I'm a Jew who came from Uzbekistan. Before that, my parents during World War II got there from Ukraine, evacuated from the Nazis. So I came here to the United States. I did works related with the graphic design, filmmaking, writing, public relations. Boom. I came in 1996. Fast forward to 2020. Yes, the year of COVID. My interpreting assignments just stopped. And I went online and I started talking about things. And I was a Republican. And I was supporting Donald Trump. And I was against COVID restrictions. And I went to vote for him. And I was not happy with how this vote went. And I read a lot of stuff and I reported on this lot of stuff, what went on all over the country, standing on a position where if it were my family, I were like a president of the United States, and my family would say, Dad, you're doing something wrong. Let's sit with us, explain why we have no money, why we have so much dirt in the house, why we have no food in the refrigerator. Explain to us. If I were a good dad, I would sit down with him and I would explain to them why it's so under my command. Instead of the winner of the election just said STFU. That's what they said to us. So we went January 6th. I was there as well. I was not inside the Capitol. Just went there. I read about Million Man March #1. I read about Million March #2. I read about Million March Men #3. So I went there myself. I've been there. I gave interviews to Voice of America. So my channel became very political, very Republican, and very ultra mega MAGA. That's all I want to say. We grow. We have not huge number of subscribers, but our subscribers, which is very rare thing, Heshy, our people are mostly local people. It's like 50-60% of 65% of for my subscribers who are United States based, they are here in the area and people are listening, they're listening to local radio. So we managed to get people that sought my support. I gave them my support as a Republican, as a concerned citizen, and they won. Most of them won. Of those people who I support. I didn't win myself last year. I ran versus Hakeem Jeffries. But tell me, can you beat $5 million official money with $4,000 collected on the internet and small donations? Hard. But I was able to get the most percentage, not per number compared to 2020, but in 2022, I got the most percentage of Republicans to vote in the last 20, 30, 40 years. I don't know how much you can trust the statistics, but a lot of people went to vote last year. And my goal here to present Heshy Tischler to Russian speakers and to English speakers in our district, in our Brooklyn, in our area, where we are so concerned that we don't see our interests represented by our governing bodies. We need Heshy Tischler. We need 2 Heshy Tischlers. We need 4 Heshy Tischler. But let's start with 1. Heshy, community knows you very well. Everybody knows you're a Republican. You're pro people. You're pro Constitution. You're pro law and order. Thin blue line. All those things are not back the blue. It's not empty words to you. How come you're running as independent?
Well, Yuri, like you said, the game is played. I played the game the first time with $10,000 because we had 2 idiots running for office. We had a debate and I crushed them in the debate. But money talks. On the second election, I sat down with all the community leaders. They said, Heshy, don't run in this district. We'll give you another seat. We'll back you. So I didn't go for matching funds. I raised the money and they came and crushed me by cheating and giving other candidates. I sat down to myself and I said, let's see. They lie, they cheat, and I fight the government every day. I was not for COVID restrictions. I knew it was wrong. I fought them. I cut open the parks. My father was a Holocaust survivor, and I was a kid from the street since I'm 13 years old. So I'm here to tell you, Russian speakers, your Spanish speakers, the children that I've taken in, the 21 of them, I every day fight the city. You know, I know there's a political game out there. So when I ran for office this time, I raised the most money. I learned the laws. That's what I do. I know the law. I learned how to fight the city, 312 government agencies. I fight the DOB, the DOT. I even fight the police when I have to.
Fire was fire.
That's what I do. I know their codes. I know their laws. I know how to play their game. I know how to fill out the forms, and I help not one or two years. I help thousands of people every year by serving food. You know, me and Linda, we figured out that we gave over 200,000 packages of food to families over the last years. I don't want to tell you how much it cost us because Linda's pretty pissed at me, and she bought me a nice tie again. I want you to know that I know how to take people out of jail. I know how to bring them home when they, people go to jail. Sometimes the family doesn't take them. I take them in. I take in lost souls because I was a lost soul as a kid, and I found myself, and I see what it is to be on the street. I know what it is to have holes in their shoes. I know what it is to sleep on a mattress on the floor for 5 years with your wife and struggling to pay your bills and putting your kids through school. I know what it is not to have $256 at the end of the week to cover your diapers and food bill. But let's forget that. Let's forget that my people in my community, my district, my city, I work in all 5 boroughs, are constantly getting screwed by red tape, are constantly being pushed around and tyrannized. They closed my parks during COVID. I cut those lots. You send the police after me. You threaten me with your little fake badges. I'll show you my Constitution, my First Amendment, Fifth Amendment, Fourth Amendment, 14th Amendment. They came after me with district attorneys. They came after my taxes. They came after and putting me in jail. You think I'm scared of your jail? So I'm tired of that, Yuri. I'm not going back to jail. Next time I'm going to fight them. I don't know. I'm not a violent man, but I have to stop this. I have to create an army. I was there with the million people on January 6th. I was on my way to see President Trump. I was one of many invited guests, and we were 12 minutes away walking when we were told to stop coming. Something happened. I didn't even know they broke into the Capitol because I left. And then when we found out, one of my people wanted to go back. I said, no, I'm smarter than that. But Yuri, I want to get to a point that's very serious for me. Today I helped 2 people get back their stop work orders that the city screwed them for a year. I helped somebody vacated from their home for no reason, lifting that vacate order. I was just super great. I'm not bragging to myself. When I do something, I learn how to do it. I do it very good. I fought hundreds of thousands of violations over my last 10 years. I've saved people millions of dollars. I work with people's budgets. I teach them how to comply. So who's more qualified than anybody in the city council? Those people don't even know how to add. Today, for example, I had a building that 2 fire inspectors came on a false complaint. And I didn't let them in the building. And they called me and they said, we're getting in. And I said, where do you think you're going? I told you the 4th Amendment allows me. Well, we have a safety issue. We're firemen. We can go wherever you want. I said, first of all, Mr. Fireman, if you do anything wrong, I'm going to have you arrested. We'll have you arrested. I said, you think I'm scared of your little fake badges? I said, do you know the 66th precinct is my precinct? My police are not going to arrest me. But even if they do want, you better find a code of law. They started quoted section 400.s. I said, listen, do you think I'm one of the stupid people you're playing with? I know section 400. I know what the law is, and you don't know the Constitution. And I said, if you walk near my building or cross that line, I'm going to have you arrested. And if you try to run away, I'm going to block your car with my fat body, and you're not going anywhere. And they start screaming at me, you think you're tough? I said, I'm not tough. I'm a United States citizen. My father was a legal immigrant that fought his way up. I am a 2nd-generation American. My children and my grandchildren are 4 generations. I'm here not to protect myself, which is very important to me. I'm here to protect my wife, my neighbors, my fellow citizens. I love you when you started your show and you called yourself a Jew. I am a Jew. I'm an Orthodox Jew. But I want you to know I'm an American Jew, okay? I believe in America. And I'm a New York City citizen. I love New York. I've been here 60 years. I've protected it. I fought for it. I've cleaned it. I've helped it. I volunteer in the hospitals. I fight those government agencies. Everybody tells me, Heshy, come to Jersey. You can do more. You can make more money. Not interested. I'm here. Me and Linda are here. We've built our family here. My father came from the ashes, and I took his ashes and I made it to a real family. My family is my city. I'm not going anywhere. I know people say, Heshy, let's move to Florida. It's better. New York is a sewer. Don't care. This is my sewer. These are my family members. My people, my family members can't leave. You think that the Russian community can just pick up and leave and move to Ohio? You think that the Spanish community can pick up and go to Mexico? We can't all move. We're not shutting down the city. I'm not happy about the migrant situation. And you know why, Yuri? I have 80,000 homeless people, 20,000 homeless children. You brought me another 80,000 here? I feel bad for them. Don't bring the problem worse. Mr. Adams, and I love Mayor Adams. Sometimes he's normal. He thought it was a joke bringing 8 or 10,000 homeless people. And what happened was he made a mistake, and they kept sending 80,000. We are now have to come up with $12 billion. I don't know you if you have $12 billion in that little wallet of yours there, but I sure don't have it. That means it's coming out of yours and my taxes. Break it down for the tax people. We're each going to pay an extra $800-900 every quarter. Where do you have another $3,600? I don't have that, Yuri. I have other issues to deal with. I have my charities. My problem is he's putting now the migrants on the street after 60 days. You know what streets they're going to sleep on? I'll tell you where, Yuri. They're going to sleep on Neptune Avenue. They're already coming to 11th Avenue and 36th Street, my neighborhood. They're going to Brighton Beach. They're going to Dyker Heights. They're in Manhattan. They're going to Staten Island. Those people are freaking out, and I know what's going on over there. I mean, your shelters are full. You're throwing them out. You think by taking care of them for 60 days, people can create a life. They can't. Most of them can't speak English. You can't do that. You can't take away what we've built, the privileges that me and my wife and children and neighbors have all suffered for, and just take it away from us and give it to them. And don't get me wrong, I feel bad. You know, people say, Heshy, you're prejudiced. You want, I can have people married. I'm an ordained minister as well. You could, you don't want to marry gay people. I don't want to. I have no problem with gay people. I work for gay people. I have friendly that gay people. I don't believe a gay person has a right for marriage. They can have a civil union. They can have contracts and leases. You know, people live together for 30, 40 years without ever getting married. And they create prenuptial agreements and agreements. Marriage is a religious ceremony for husband and wife, man and woman. Now, you don't like the way I think? Too bad. But that's the way I think. I'm not stopping you. I'm not stopping abortions. I'm not stopping your transgender, but you're not making me pay for it. Governor Hochul takes $35 million and gives it for people for other states for abortions. Where's that money coming from? That's my money. Clean my streets. Stop crime. Give me an extra 100 police officers. But I'll tell you about the shootings and the murders and the people being pushed into trains, the rats in the trains. So what they do, Yuri, is they started to give me rat tickets since they spend all the money anywhere else. If you don't have a garbage cover on your cover, you get a rat ticket for $60 to $100. And you know, my whole avenue on 16th and 17th Avenue, I fought the sanitation. They tried to have me arrested. I mean, this just goes on by scaring you. People, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Heshy Tischler. I'm running for city council. Everybody makes fun of me. Run for president, mayor, governor. You keep fighting. City council is my city where I'm going to fight one of 51 members. You're right. Maybe there's not much I can do, Yuri. But for 151 members, I'm going to cause them a lot of trouble. I'm going to stop bills from passing. I'm going to stop there. I'm going to give a lot of filibustering. I'm not going to let them do things that they think they can get away with. And then I'm going to make sure that all the people in the city know in every district what their councilmen are voting for. So at least you know how they're screwing you. Maybe I can't beat them, but at least you know what the idiots are doing. And yes, I call them idiots because you're electing idiots. You keep putting in incumbents who do nothing for you. Pick somebody else. Write somebody's name in. You know, people say I don't have a chance because I'm running as an independent. I want you to know, Yuri, this is not a regular election I'm running in. Everybody in my community knows me. Everybody, even in the 48th district, even in the 47th district. They know Heshy Tischler. When their children are in trouble, when you make protests in the hospitals, I volunteer. Everybody calls me when their homes are in trouble all over the 5 boroughs. Developers, people, councilmen, politicians, they all know me. The problem is I only can win my seat in my district or in the next district. So my district is controlled by Mr. Kalman Yeager. He got some discretionary money, gave it to the right people, and that money was supposed to trickle down to you little people. And you know what? None of it trickled down. That's my problem. They're taking our money. $1.5 billion. Mayor DeBlasio and his wife disappeared. I don't understand. How did you disappear $1.5 billion? Yuri, I could use a bill.
Without any consequence, by the way.
Without any that, Yuri, I'm very. You just made me happy. Without any consequence. And you know what? They go after President Trump, one of the greatest men on the planet. He's going to beat them. God's in control. But you know what? God taught me a lesson as well. He put me in my place when I didn't understand stuff. I went to jail 5 times because I didn't understand pain. I did have a better life. After my father died, I worked hard. I took care of my mother, my brothers, and my Down syndrome sister. I got married. I saved my money, struggled in the first few years of marriage. You know, like I told you, that money at every week in the budget, and me and Linda figured stuff out. We got lucky. Some good investments. My clients love me. And most important, I learned what it is to be trusted. My word is gold. I keep my mouth shut. I don't double cross anybody. No, I can't promise everybody everything that they want. What I can promise is Heshy will always be available. Heshy will always be responsible. Heshy will always guide you. And I will always, I'm not your leader. Don't think for a moment I want to be your leader and politician. I'm a guide. I'm here that whatever knowledge that I've accumulated, you know, you're going to have a good laugh with me now. And there's a famous story about it. A guy came to me for one of his properties. We were working with a broker. And he was in big trouble, bankruptcy, foreclosure. And I help people with that problem all the time. And I know many brokers. I know many real estate mortgage people. I don't make money. My job is my job. And I show you how to go other places. And then with my job, I'm able to make money as well. And I do a lot of pro bono work. This guy was dead, Yuri. It was a $10 million property. He was going to lose it all. Found him the best broker in town, Yuri. The best. Within 2 days, he had the property sold. Now, this guy asked for a very high commission. Very high. Came to the closing, the thing, and the owner went over to me, says, I don't understand why you're charging so much money. You did the wholesale in 2 days, you know. And we sat down with him and said, 1 minute, you were going to lose your building. You lost everything. This gentleman took a lifetime to build that Rolodex. I know you don't know what Rolodex is anymore, but he built a file of names and friends and people who have different issues and could buy different problems. He took his knowledge and was able to navigate the system to solve your problem quickly. Yes, he deserves to get paid. Yes, he did the impossible and he made it seem possible easily. You know, I go to job sites that people are stuck for a year, a month, 2 years, 15 years, and I get their jobs open, or I get them back in their homes, or I help children that couldn't get into school, private schools for a year or so, and I help them get into a private school because I know people. You know, I'm for school vouchers. What does that mean, school vouchers? Public school system spends $25,000 on a child, plus more. 13% of them have any knowledge to graduate. There are rapes, murders, robberies, bullying, killing. In the Jewish and private schools, that number is 1% or 0. I want to not take $25,000. Give me a third of it, $10,000, $2,000 for some accessories. Let my people get grants and private loans and put them into private schools. You'll see their children. You'll see the parents feel safer. They can think better. You know, after school programs we have to pay for, or we have to beg. I want to create so many private independent programs in every neighborhood where a family member doesn't have to run home 3 or 4 o'clock for their children, and where they can get picked up and go to a private program so the husband and wife could to go shopping after work, not run home, work a few extra hours. I have many ideas. You in Borough Park and Flatbush and Brighton and Midwood, I don't know if you drive your car around, but sometimes these guys on Emmons Avenue, Kings Highway, Triple Park, sitting in parking, you know, for 20 minutes, an hour to drive 20 blocks. I came up with a 5-pan solution on the DeBlasio to move traffic along during the hours of 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. You think he accepted my plan? You know, common sense, at least try it. Instead, they just want to ticket us and punish us and fine us. I'm tired. I'm 60 years old. I could retire. So I want to give my next 5 to 8 years to our community. I want to raise money. HeshyTischler.com. Right there, guys. HeshyTischler.com. I don't need your money. If you want to send it, $175 or whatever, send it. I want to win. Now, as an independent, they're saying it's impossible. So I'm going to tell you simple. There's two people on the ballot, me and Mr. Yeager, who stole my Republican nomination. He made some kind of deal with the nominee, with the Republican Party chief, Ted Gora, who got in trouble now. He had to resign. But Kalman Yeager got the line. I beat him on election day. I beat him, Yuri. I beat him. And somehow he found 28 fake votes to beat me. My people know me. My community knows me. The city knows me. The president knows me. He watches videos of me. I heard they make fun of me. But the point being is he has a block of votes. He has people he's paid. He's going to cheat. But you know what? What do you want me to do? You know, when I sit down with my children and I beat them in the game of Monopoly and stuff like that, they say, Dad, you cheated. You know what? That's part of the game. But I know they're going to cheat. But if I don't even play, then I have no chance to win. I know that I'm going to win. I feel I'm going to win. I need your people's help to win. On November the 7th, I could use 100 volunteers. I have people coming to call me. The Russian community has poured their hearts out to me. I love you guys. They're coming to volunteer for me. I have a few of you guys. I have a couple of people from the Black community. One of my pastors, you know, I have an imam because I had a Muslim girl live by me, a foster child. I have a Black pastor who helps me all the time with all my issues. And I had a Black young man 25 years ago who lived by me, who calls me dad, whose children love me and is part of my family. So I have people coming out for me. I need more. I'm part of their all communities. I have my rabbis and I serve my city with love. And it's the love that I learned from my father, how he struggled, how he loved this country, how he loved this city. And it came into me, and I taught that to my children as well, to love this country and to love this city. Now, Donald Trump, you want to go to my friend of our friend, Donald Trump? Wonderful man. I know him from the construction industry. I really had no knowledge of him before to really work with him. He's done a lot of good. You don't like the way he acts. He hasn't killed anybody. He hasn't beaten anybody up. He's done business pretty fairly. He's given, not like me, millions and millions of dollars in charity. You know, you don't like some of the attitudes he's done. He wasn't president then. As president, I think he conducted himself in a proper manner. Now, we can't judge people on their past. People change. People have gone to jail. They've come out and they've done wonderful things, built businesses, given charities, have learned to help people. And I always give somebody a second chance. Mr. President Donald Trump, I can't wait for you to win again.
The world needs him. Listen, I talk to Israelis all the time on my program, to people everywhere. They say the world needs Donald Trump. Enough said about it.
A lot of people from your community, what are you doing for Israel? Listen to me. I can't do much. I'm not an Israeli citizen. I've raised $80,000 for their vests. I help people with some food program. A synagogue collected a trailer, and I was one of the people helping and trying to make advertising, collecting money. But this is where my problems are in New York City. I feel bad for my Israeli friends who are kidnapped. I wish I can get a gun and shoot those Hamas. But you're allowing PLAO kids to demonstrate on my streets without permits. They get violent. They're hurting cops. They might break your windows. You forgot what happened during COVID with the Black Lives Matter. Breaking windows, robbing stores.
Going on right now.
Right. In the beginning, we allowed it to happen, and then they got wild. Just to let these young kids go a little bit quiet. They're going to get wild. They're going to come to our homes. They're going to hurt us. And I want you to know something. This is not a warning to them, Yuri. This is not a warning. I'm giving them a public service announcement. Come to my community. Come to my neighborhood, not even mine. Borough Park, Flatbush, Midwood, Brighton Beach, Sheepshead Bay. Come hurt my people. Because when you do, I'm coming after you. I'm going to build an army. I'm going to come after each one of you. I'm going to come to your homes. I'm going to come get you, your family friends. Do not come to our neighborhoods with your little fake protests. You don't even know what Hamas is. You don't even know the suffering they're going through. I've been to Israel. I've been to the Palestinian authorities. I've been to Lebanon. I've been to no man's land. I've had more Palestinian friends than you people. I was beaten up, attacked by a BLM member who they let go, Yuri, after a day. Okay? He attacked 2 more people. Finally, they gave him 18 months in jail. I'm telling you now, as a public service announcement, try coming to my community. Try coming to get my people. You're not going to get away with it. Heshy Tischler is not going to let it. elect me, not. I'm going to continue fighting for my community, not because I need the job, because I've done it for 50 years or 60 years, really, from my birth. Okay, I can't say when I was a baby, but in yeshiva, I fought. I met my rabbi who ran the dean of my school about 3 years ago. He's an older man. And when I came there, I was 13 years old and I had some issues. I was a wild kid. My father died. And I always fought for other kids in the school, raising money for the poorer kids, working with them, and fighting the administration. And when I graduated, everybody laughed. They said they never thought I'd make it. And I went out to college. I met my rabbi about 3 years ago at a wedding, and he came over to me. He sat me down. He says, Heshy, I'm proud of you. I said, why? He says, I knew back then you're a fighter. I knew you'd use your strengths if I guided you in the right way. And this was a man that I liked, but I never thought he even thought of me. He said, I followed your career. I've seen you. I said, you weren't upset or disappointed. I went to jail fighting for it. He says, I was proud of you that you never cooperated. I was proud of you. You used your principles that we taught you. I was proud of you that you kept your religion even though they knocked you. I tell you something. That was the best pat on the back. I usually don't need it, but every once in a while, you and I, Yuri, we need a little bit of love.
Of course.
So let me tell you, my friends, my audience, Yuri's audience, I want love. I want you to come and help me. It's one day. I want November 7th. It's a little bit of money out of your pocket. $175 is a lot of money. I know. Don't get me wrong. I know what 175 is. My packages for each family every single weekend, and I do 151 packages, range about $150 to $200. So I know what $175 can buy you. I know what it is to feed a family. I know what it is to put a kid through school. I'm still putting my last one through school. I know what it is to have children, grandchildren, foster kids. I know what it is, electric bill, car bill, insurance bills. I know what it is, and it doesn't go away. So I want you to know something. I know it hurts. You want to help me, you help me, not. But I'm going to win this. And I don't serve my community. I serve this city. So I'll be one of 51 council members making in charge of $120 billion budget, or 110, whatever, 112. I want to cut, as I walk in there, $4 billion off the top. I will work with the Democrats and the Republicans and the independents. I'm not going to sit around like other councilmen that just scratch their noses and say hi or make speeches about Israel, which is nice. You should. And anti-Semitism, you should. But you know what? Go out in front of your office, make a press conference, invite your friends. City Hall is made for City Hall, for city politics. Be serious. Stand up for the people. Deal with the issues of today in this community. And if you want me to go through the list again of homeless, of children on the street, of being tyrannized by public agencies that are coming to your house to threaten to shut off your electric, your water, your street, your parking, to tow your cars, I can go right down a list of complaining. Yeah. I'm not a complainer. What I am is a doer. And I'm going to continue doing, whether I win or not. I'm going to get into city council, and I want you to be proud of me, Yuri. You're going to be the one that's going to be filming me. I want you to be proud of me, Yuri. What you're going to see me do in city council, you and me are going to dance in the rain together, because you're going to say, Heshy, I can't believe it. I don't have wings, Yuri. I'm not an angel. I wish I can see the angels dance. That would be my dream, that I've done something good. I'm not a Superman. I'm not smarter than the rest of the guys. I have experience with that thick Rolodex, that I've learned how to make friends. I've accomplished. I have knowledge. I have experience. I've suffered. I have a beautiful wife that has supported me for 33 years. Recently, I got a call from a religious Orthodox woman that in my community, we don't like to have women on our pictures or posters or newspapers. And everywhere I go, I make fun of Linda. I talk about Linda, or Linda comes to me, and they all want to know, is there really a Linda? Is there really a Linda? Because I talk about her in all my events and because Linda can't go with me. She does community service. She has children. She's not going to run around with me every single night till 10 o'clock to events. She'll come with me on a Saturday. She'll come with me on a Sunday. She'll come with me to a luncheon. We go out to dinner once a week for pizza. But you know what? She's busy life too. She also has a job. She also is responsible. So people don't see her. Even on my show, I brought her on twice. People didn't believe it was her. And I finally made a letter with her, and we sent it out to 30,000 people. People were calling me, we don't have women on our pictures in our community. I said, she's dressed modestly. I took off her jewelry. No, she's wearing a hat covering her hair. We don't want to see women. I said, you know what? Somebody like you, I don't want you to vote for me. I want you to see not only who I am, I'm only a half a man. I am a full man. Trust me, I'm a real man. But without Linda, I'm a zero. Now, don't get me wrong. People get divorced. People have issues. People have children that run away and have problems. I see it. I have 80 girls on the street. I'm trying to find schools for them and trying to stop them from doing bad things. But I don't know. I keep thinking to myself so many times when I look back in life, did I make the right move? Should I have been more single and partied and saved my money and traveled and been rich? And then I look back and I see Linda and I say to myself, I don't know how I'd live without her. I don't know how I'd come home at night with an empty bed there. And I say to myself, I'm stupid or I'm not stupid. And I'm so happy that I chose the right. You're right. Linda fights with me all the time. Can I tell you a joke, Yuri?
Anytime.
So me and Linda had a fight yesterday about the air condition. She likes it warmer. I like it cooler. We had a big fight. I said, Linda, I'm the boss. She says, no, you're not the boss. And up and down we went, and there was a big screaming match. Finally, Linda says, it's your fault. I said, what's my fault? It's your fault I want it warmer. I said, why? You always told me you wanted a hot wife. I tell you something, that girl right then and there made me understand who I married. That she understood that during an argument, she knew that she just needed to stop me. She knew me, and I knew her, and she made me a better man. Not only her, my children, my friends. I've had a lot of friends that I've lost through times we all do that people go. I've had some friends that messed me up that I'm disappointed I couldn't speak to. I had an older half brother that messed up my mother real bad when I was a kid, stole everything from us. We didn't talk to him for 40 years. And at the end, he came for apologies, but my mother passed away. And I didn't really want to forgive him, but I went to his funeral. I helped bury him. I said goodbye to him. I'm still bitter about it. But I know what family breakups are. I know what family politics are. I think I've done a better job with my family. I try not to fight with them. I try when there's an argument to make it go away or look the other way. I mean, I'm married to 33 years. You think I don't fight with Linda all the time about money and politics and house and taxes and bills? And you learn to deal with it, not compromise. Deal with it. To lead, to guide, to maybe find a better solution out. And that's what I do well. And I know I talk a lot, Yuri, but I believe that your people need to hear me. Hear my voice, but not me. Hear your voice. Your voice is more important than mine. And when you finish screaming, or when I finish screaming, that's when I want you to scream. When you're finished screaming, I'm going to continue to scream. Somebody told me today, Heshy, we like you, but you scream too much, you embarrass us. And what? They closed my parks for 3 months. They took us out of our houses of worship, whether you're religious or not. They did not allow us to visit our relatives in the hospital where 1,400 people died in my hospital right here, just Maimonides. I saw stupidity, and I was screaming at one of the nursing home people, which was a relative of mine. You know how many people died in your nursing home? They said, Heshy, it's not our fault. We're short-handed. I said, short-handed? You make hundreds of millions of dollars, spend a little money, make a little less. I always believe a deal that both sides should be happy. Some people are so greedy that they want to make so much and not let the other person make. Heshy Tischler is not that way. So I'm not going to make you any promises, Yuri. I'm not making any of your listeners any promises. The only promises you're going to get out of me is Heshy's never going to lie to you. Heshy's going to try never to cheat you. Because sometimes I do make mistakes. I don't know what to tell you. You know, they came after my taxes now, Yuri, just to get me in jail. They don't understand I'm much smarter than them. I've been doing my taxes since I'm 17. They try to come after my business practices. They try many different ways to get me legally to talk. They got me, Yuri. After a 7-year audit recently, for the second time, they found me that I miscalculated $2,400. Now, I went to my accountant screaming at him. He says, Heshy, they're wrong. They're playing with you. This is what happens, and you have to argue back and submit a request. Linda didn't want to hear nothing. She took out her checkbook. She wrote, I was so angry with her. She wrote $2,400. She says, Heshy, used to make it go away. Heshy, we're not going to gamble. We're not going to pay the accountant more. I said, but Linda, I'm right. She says, right doesn't work in this city. Well, with me, it does. I'm going to make things right. I fought for people many years, and I'm going to continue fighting. I hope I win. And if not, I'm not going away. I'll be back next year. I'll be back the following year. I'm going to continue fighting. I'm going to continue running till I have no more breath to run. And I know people are going to say, where do you get the energy from? I get the energy from God. I don't do drugs. I don't drink. I get the energy that God wakes me up every morning and he says to me, Heshy, get out there. Get out there. I'm not waiting for you. I know you're crazy, Heshy. You talk to God. That's right. You have a problem with that? Don't vote for me. I believe in God. I hear God, not crazy God. I actually hear him telling me. And when I go to prayers, I pray to him that I heard the right words. And I love all of you. And I thank you for your time. And don't forget, HeshyTischler.com can always use it. You can send $10.
Sure.
You can send
I,
$20.
I, I want to say a little bit. Yeah, of course, friends, please send Heshy as much as you can. $175 is the best amount because it
You can't
gets.
send more.
You cannot send more than that because then it gets multiplied and Heshy gets the maximum results by law allowed to support the political running for an office here in New York City. But all I wanted to say, Heshy, in sort of conclusion of our talk here, I whoever wants to vote for Heshy Tischler from Democrat side, from any other side,
Everybody can
rather
vote.
than Republican, everybody can vote, of course. But they are welcome, absolutely. We accept everybody. We Republicans, conservatives, independents, mostly. We accept everybody. It's us who's not accepted by the other side. They try to campaign against us in a way that is most disgusting, and we talk about it for hours. What's going on now in the city? How they were telling us that yeshivas don't give good education, and now you look at Columbia University, you look at New York, NYU, you look at Cooper Union, where Jewish kids had to barricade themselves in the library against
Disgusting.
those who tried to break the doors, ram the doors. That's like Annie Frank all over again. Annie Frank's story, it be unfolding before our eyes. And those people were telling us the Jews are not good enough for the city, and Jewish education was not good enough. Look at this $70,000 a year education. What they got for this? All I want to say, non-political, almost. Our side is famous for being bothered by world problems. We are bothered about what's going on in certain things of the places of the world, and what's going on in the White House. How's Donald Trump doing? How's Congress doing? How's Senate doing? It's all good. Nobody's saying don't think about it. But it all starts when you vote. When you vote, if you are a Republican, we need to get our people out to vote, every single one of them. Because
That's
our
right.
people think that our point of view is so obvious, everybody will vote but themselves. It's so common sense. Everybody will see it without any effort from our side.
Yuri, November 7th.
November
Come out
7th.
to vote. And I could use volunteers. You have my website, my email, justinoughheshy@gmail.com. It's on there. Or you can send me an email. My phone number is on there, 718-288-7844. And I take your phone calls anyway for everything, for any kind of questions. Maybe I can help you, maybe not. It never hurts to make a phone call. All I have to do is say no. I've learned to accept no. So you accept it as well. And Yuri, most important that I'm so proud of you is that you gave me a stand where I could not preach. I hope I didn't preach to you. A place to have my voice heard to a different group of people. And I want you guys to know we're the same. No matter what you want to think, wherever we've come from, Russia, Ukraine, Uzbekistan, Carpathian, Hungarian, we are the same. And we are here to live. You know, the Constitution has the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution have something you guys don't understand. Forget the amendments that we have and the first one, the second one. There's one important rule. And it says it in the document, which is shocking, that we have the right to pursue happiness. So they take away our pursuit of happiness by locking us up. You know, you want to be gay, be gay. You want to have an abortion? I don't like it because I'm a religious man. I believe it's wrong. But again, I'm not going to stop a woman. That's her right. I don't believe it should be constitutionally stopped. I believe that it's wrong. I really do believe it's wrong. I'm sorry, Yuri. I know you're not going to like what I'm saying. I don't like it. I love children. I love life. And I believe that, if you have a baby, you can give it up to adoption. For every baby that's being brought, there are two people looking to adopt it.
Heshy, we live in a state that dreams of becoming the abortion capital
I
of the
know.
country.
I'm ashamed.
This is where we are, and
I'm
this is
ashamed.
a shame. We have a lot of shameful points. Where do we start fighting? Where do we start fighting it?
Yeah. Well,
How do we fight it?
you
We
know,
elect our people
yeah,
wherever we can.
but it's not
Good
even that you're
candidates.
giving them the money. I mean, you're teaching children. I was watching a video of a guy who was a transgender as a young man. He became a woman and then he became back a man. And he said it was his biggest mistake. I mean, we teach our children stupidity. Of course, they're going to want to be gay or transgender. We teach them the right way. If they have to go that way or they feel that way, go ahead, Yuri. But you know what? Let them do it as a grown up at 18 years old. We don't have children sleeping around at 12 or 13. We're not happy. Okay. And if you don't want to have children, don't have relations. And not only that, there are so many different ways to stop it without abortion. You have the day after pill. You have condoms. You have those pills. What are those called pills again? I forgot what they are. I don't use them.
I forgive your forgetfulness.
Right. The point is so don't tell me. And if you make a mistake getting pregnant, there's a way. You take that after day pill. If you forgot to do something, take the after daycare pill. It's been around since the 60s and 70s, in truth. So I don't want to hear excuses of abortion. Okay. If you're that stupid, then have the baby. I'm not knocking you. I'm just telling you, we make a lot of mistakes every single day. I parked the other day by a pump.
But babies can make people better. Are you a better man because if you have children? Same thing with women.
That's right. I parked the other day by a pump, and everybody said to me, "You're going to get a ticket." I said, "Well, I'm smarter. I got a ticket." So I paid the price, even though I think the ticket was wrong because I was only there for like 3 minutes. But that's an excuse. So again, you pay the price. You teach your children abstinence, but and I know, Yuri, it's not possible to be abstinent forever. So the children today need to be taught about sex. And we have so many beautiful, updated ways to avoid children. Teach them, but don't teach them to have sex with gay or transgender. Of course, they're going to want
to. I disagree with you on many matters. I just let you state your platform. I must tell you, scientists agree that most great men were born before there was sex education in schools. Very successfully.
Right.
Lived long lives, short lives, very famous. We learned from them for thousands, hundreds, dozens of years. That's how it is.
You teach it at home. It belongs at home. In the Jewish community, the Orthodox community, some of us don't teach our children about sex. And when they become 17 or 18 or 19, when they get married, the rabbis, we have a rule, won't allow a marriage to go on without them going to a special class. The boy must go to a class and the woman must go to a class, and they must learn the basics. And you're laughing at me, Heshy. What does that mean? Very simple. Even when I was 27 years old and I knew all about sex and all of that stuff, I had to go to the class. To get married in the Orthodox religion, you need to get that card that says you took those 3 classes, even though they're stupid, but it gave you some kind of resemblance. And there were younger kids in my class that didn't understand and they learned. This is how we teach you. Either the parents teach you or find a way, but don't teach them when they're 10, 11, 14. Let them go play basketball and football and risk and come to my house. I will cheat you. I will never cheat you. I never lose. Even though my son says I cheat, I really don't cheat. Just that sometimes the bank slips over and I get a couple extra dollars. But it's not my fault. I don't know how it gets there. I think it's the angels.
Yes, your sense of humor is mightily appreciated on this program, and I hope our viewers enjoyed it as well. And I know that we need the person with a sense of humor in the times we live in. We need the person with this kind of humor in our city council. So I hope you'll win a lot of friends there. I'm sure you'll get there if you keep going like this, and our viewers would go and vote for you. I hope, I trust you, my friends. Голосуйте за Хеши Тишлера. Вы видите, это человек, который приходит к нам с открытым забралом, не держит ничего за пазухой, совершенно откровенно разговаривает о своих семейных делах. Через пару дней, так работает YouTube, через пару дней вы сможете увидеть субтитры. Они обрабатывают текст, они смотрят, если там какая-то крамола, потом они выпускают субтитры на английском языке. Тут вы включаете автотрансляцию, автоматический перевод с английского на русский, и вы слушаете всю программу как по маслу. Даже когда я молчу, слушая Хеши Тишлера, они вставляют слова, как будто их говорю я, за меня.
Don't forget my commercial.
And yes, that's a Heshy Tischler for you, dear friends. Your commercial, where do we have it, Heshy?
I don't know. You have the English and the Russian. I like the Russian version better because it keeps saying
I
Heshy
do,
Tischler
I
in
do.
a very delicious way. You should see the way you guys say Heshy Tischler. Such a beautiful way. I'm excited when you do that.
Let me see. Give me a second, дорогие друзья. Хеши мне напомнил. I have it handy someplace. Let me get to it. Hold on. Don't go anywhere. Никто никуда не уходит. Мы сейчас найдем этот commercial, и мы его пустим. Okay. Let's try this one.
Знакомьтесь, Хеши Тишлер, ваш надежный заступник, отстаивающий интересы Южного Бруклина, сердце 44-го округа. Он стоит на страже закона и порядка, оберегает религиозные свободы и неуступчиво противостоит антисемитизму. Хеши Тишлер, ваш голос и защита. Он борется за безопасность, права и процветание вашего сообщества. Поддержите Хеши Тишлера на выборах в городской совет. Жители Бора-Парк, Мидвуд, Грейвсенд и Флетбуш, примите правильное решение этого 7 ноября. Хеши Тишлер, за солидарность и прогресс в 44-м округе.
Дорогие друзья, голосуйте за Хеши Тишлера 7 ноября этого года. Это наш человек в городском совете, такой же, как все остальные наши друзья, которых мы поддерживаем на этой программе. Хеши, thank you so very much. It was such a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you, Yuri. Talk to you later. And Yuri,
Yes.
not Katz's Deli. I'm taking you to 2nd Avenue.
Okay, let's make a date.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Знакомьтесь, Хеши Тишлер, ваш надежный заступник, отстаивающий интересы Южного Бруклина, сердце 44-го округа. Он стоит на страже закона и порядка, оберегает религиозные свободы и неуступчиво противостоит антисемитизму. Хеши Тишлер, ваш голос и защита. Он борется за безопасность, права и процветание вашего сообщества. Поддержите Хеши Тишлера на выборах в городской совет. Жители Бора-Парк, Мидвуд, Грейвсенд и Флетбуш, примите правильное решение этого 7 ноября. Хеши Тишлер, за солидарность и прогресс в 44-м округе.